Hi, my name is Coco with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with KJ Smith and Krista Renee Hayslett, stars of Tyler Perry's Sistas on BET. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies.
No, thank you.
You
KJ, I've spoken with you before.
when?
Man, it was years ago, and it was actually one of it was one of the first interviews I had done in the film space, and it was such and KJ, you guys, it's really interesting because she was very vulnerable, and she was telling me that she had a lot of anxiety and she did not really like doing interviews. And I was
Mhm.
just thinking, like, I know this girl is not telling me, but she was like, there's one thing being on TV, then there's another thing being very open with yourself. So
I
I
remember
have
that.
noticed,
Now,
yes, you
remember
see.
that one? Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And I'm just saying, I have noticed a shift, it seems, in your ability to be open
Yeah.
and to share yourself with the world, just as you did with Krista Renee on her podcast, y'all. I do my research, I do listen, okay?
No, you're
And
absolutely.
I just want to know, that was no, that was by far and away one of my favorite interviews. It really was. But and of course, and let me just also say this, guys. I don't want to, keep bragging on the Black family. But again, part of what that also represented for me was that Sky and KJ were both so welcoming to me. And at a time when, like, it's like a very small outlet. Don't nobody got to do interviews with us. But the both of them, they're just like, no, hey girl, hey Coco, nice to see you again. So it's just very warm, nice, kind people. So KJ, where are you at now with your anxiety and ability to open up, especially with this just explosion of fame?
Oh, it honestly it was thrust upon me. So I remember that interview actually. Thanks for jogging my memory. I got mom brain already. So
I know.
I remember that interview and I had to go through years of therapy. I really had to work on myself and remembering who I am so that I can present my full self without the anxiety was because I lacked trust in myself. If I'm
Mm,
presenting my full self, then why would I be scared? It's an offset of fear.
mm,
And so in learning
mhm,
myself, I no longer fear because this is who I am. So it was a long journey and it caused a lot of me shutting myself off, creating walls, losing relationships,
mhm,
sabotaging friendships even. And I'm in a good space now. I'm very happy. I'm very my whole self, authentic self. I'm not afraid to be loud and fully who I am. If that's what, and also be quiet
mhm.
and also be,
All right. If this is
that's
right.
also a part of learning who I am. I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to demand. I don't have to defend. I don't have to
Mhm,
say, who you think you're talking to? No,
mhm,
I know who I am. Thank you very much.
mm,
Or no, thank you very much.
mm.
And so I'm in a better place now, thanks to God first, therapy, and an amazing friend circle who has been with me through every phase of myself, of my journey.
I love to hear that. And Krista Renee, you are part of her friendship circle.
Mhm.
And, a part of the journey here is, first of all, you guys, I don't even know if you guys realized that Sisters was going to do what it does, right? Like it's just, and it's the number one show, right? On scripted series among Black cable viewers, just period. It's the number one show. You guys are a huge phenomenon, right? And Crystal, what you've done is you have, or Crystal Renee, if you prefer,
Crystal's fine,
you
yeah.
have also Crystal's fine. She's like, okay, call me Crystal. Okay,
Yeah.
that's see. No, I'm just kidding. But I think what's interesting too is that you've also allowed yourself to have this podcast as well, where you kind of dive a little bit deeper into the personalities around you. And one of the things that's also really important is that as far as your friend circle, there's a unique kinship, I think, with the group that you guys have built with, of course, Sisters, which is also spin off into Zatima, right? But what is it like having this unique kind of kinship where all of you really understand each other and you've grown because you said you started off as a PA. You weren't always this actress that people were kind of comparing to the Beyonce of BET, right? So talk.
It's still so crazy to
so,
me
so
because Beyonce
I
outperformed
know, right?
Beyonce. I'm like,
She's like,
wow.
what? No, I mean, listen, like KJ said, you got to know who you are. You got to know how you
Yes.
present, and it is what it is. You don't have to shy away from that.
Thank
KJ
you.
done told us. But
So
like, but what's it really like to like, I think that And I think that both of you can really understand what it's like to grind and to have a, let's say, humble beginnings, and then to be where you are now, where you can really say, like, listen, I've really made it, and there's only but up from here. What's that like, Crystal, Renee?
Oh my goodness. It's amazing to know that it wasn't given, that I really worked hard. I
Mm,
can look at my journey to get to where I am now and know that I busted my butt to get here. And I didn't give up. A lot of times it's so easy to quit when we work in an
mm,
industry where you get told no so many times that it could literally break you. It can make you not feel worthy. It can make you feel like giving up at times, but when you know what you know, then you know you can't give up. And I think that just being where I am now, sitting in the seat that I'm in, I can look around and I'm able to see myself in people. I'm able to give a hand up. I've created
mm,
businesses where I'm able to like, hey, what do you really want to do? How can I help you get to that point? And able to
mm,
help. I want to continue to make other people's dreams come true the same way Tyler gave me that opportunity. So
Mm.
it's been amazing.
mm.
I just want to keep paying it forward.
And it seems like, guys, anybody that has ever been in Mr. Perry's presence, and as far as the opportunity this is given, like, everybody just seems so gracious, and it seems like he's been so kind, and he's just offered so much. You really don't hear anybody say anything bad. Like, it's like, wow, like, I got on this show and I'm doing this thing, and KJ, just speak to what this has done for you, and as far as working with Mr. Perry and him actually knowing who you are on a first name basis.
Absolutely. I think Tyler has changed my perspective overall. He's changed
Hmm.
my life, not even just from the physical, the fame, the financial, but
Mm,
in the mental. Because this is a man who said, I'm going to do something that's never been done. I'm going to do something for my culture, for my people. I am going
mm,
to, I am going to create something that has not been shown or seen. And I want my people to see themselves and hear their voices. And so he has changed my perspective because we, like to Crystal's point, we're in an industry that'll have you believe that you're not worthy, that'll have you believe that
mm,
you're not beautiful, that'll have you believe that your story does not need to be told or that you're not important. And Tyler has shifted that completely. And so
mm.
for me, it's a whole perspective of how he has adjusted all of our lives. And sorry, it's so much going on in my house, honey. I'm so sorry. Uh,
I can't hear. We can't hear the spot. It's
Yeah.
fine.
okay,
She's like,
good,
"What's
good,
that?"
good, good, good. But yeah,
Nice
Tyler.
house, by the way, KJ.
Oh, thank you, darling. I'm moving. I'm
Oh, are
moving.
you moving?
I am. That'll be another.
I
Uh,
love it. I love it.
Tyler Perry, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate
Listen.
you. Clock it. Okay. Because we can't forget that he's giving a lot of Black people jobs, and people don't talk about how a lot of people who have been incarcerated are now working on sets, are now producing, are now able to feed their families, and it's really beautiful. So I love Tyler Perry. I love what he has done for
Mhm.
all of us. He has changed the industry. He has changed Atlanta as a whole. Why do you think everybody over here in Atlanta?
Come on.
I know, right? And
Fuck.
oh, Crystal, you moved to Atlanta to act, right?
I
Which is
did.
interesting because yeah, right. People typically will move to, maybe they'll go
LA.
to New York for theater or LA to act, right? And that, I think, speaking to Tyler Perry, and really you choosing to move to Atlanta, that says a lot about us not necessarily being married to LA as it has to be a destination point. So what went into that decision?
Yeah, it was music and acting that made me come to Atlanta. So many of my friends were thriving in the music
Hmm.
industry, but I always wanted to act. And I knew that I saw a lot of times like there was a segue between acting and music and acting. And I was like, if I can get in this way, then I know I can kind of get into the acting side of things. And it actually went complete opposite. I got into acting first, and then now it's making room for the music. But
Doesn't
that's
it
what it
always
was.
work out that way though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
What kind of music are we making, Crystal?
Oh, yes, R&B music. It's giving you
What kind
that
of music?
classic like 2000s R&B where women are talking about speaking positively about their
That's
man.
what I'm here for.
Music where women actually talk about loving their man and men talk about loving their women properly. We back to that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We need to go back to that. I do want to just say one more thing too in regards to that. One of the things, Crystal, that you have said before is that in regards, because you talked about the audition, both of you talked, KJ, about the audition process. But what Crystal said was that, you said a delay is not a denial.
Mm-hmm.
A delay is not a denial. What do you mean by that when you're talking about keeping your head in the game?
Yes, delay is not denial. A lot of times you will be pursuing something and chasing after this thing, and it feels like you're getting told no after no after no. But really, all it is God preparing you for that yes. So I think a lot of times we get ahead of ourselves. I know I have. I've gotten ahead of myself and like, God, I should be here by now. Why am I not here? And we're seeing everybody else pass us by, pass us by. But when you get there, you look around like those people that are passing me by ain't even here no more. So God is because they didn't go through the preparation phase to be able to have longevity and last. So I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for the no's. I'm grateful for the
Mm.
delays because it was not a denial for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm. And then KJ, I think ultimately everybody prays that they can land a major series, right? Where they can actually have that weekly recurring series, that role that is consistent. When you get to this point now where you're like, wow, we are in season 9. Like they want more and more and more. How
Um,
grateful are you for that? I mean, just even knowing that, I mean, again, I see the camaraderie. I know when I look at all y'all and how you guys you get along anyway. So I know you like your job, but how grateful are you to know that the people like you as well?
I feel the Sisters wasn't my first series regular, so I booked another
Okay.
series regular, and it didn't go.
Mm,
People didn't like it. It was fine. It was fine.
hmm
And at the time, I remember praying to God, and I said, God, please put me on a show that's impactful, that resonates with people. Please put me in a position of leadership and where I can be my full self and I can grow with the character and I can develop something from scratch. And God did that. And I
mm,
feel so extremely blessed that God answered my prayers and that I work with 5 incredibly talented women. Look, the skills these women, like, and they don't even share. They're so humble. And I'm like a big sister. I'm
mm.
like, do that thing, girl. Hold on, you sure remember who was at the house? Like, I'm that person. And these women can sing, these women can dance, these women can act, these women are producers, these women are entrepreneurs, myself
Mm,
included. We have just this vast array of talent. And, thanks to this show, we've had the opportunity to allow them to manifest because people are
mm,
resonating with our show all over the world. And they're also resonating with us all over the world because we're telling our stories, we're sharing our testimonies like Crystal. People would think, oh, I'm a PA, that's all I am, or I'm a background actor,
hmm
that's all I do. No, we have inspired people
hmm
to keep pursuing because one day your life could change. And so, without being too long-winded, because I do talk, okay, we can talk all day, okay,
I
but
love it.
too long-winded, I feel incredibly honored. I feel incredibly grateful that people appreciate the art that we present and that people have resonated with it for 9 seasons because that is not common. We have made history. We have changed lives. I'm not going to be humble
Yeah.
about that. I'm not going to be
You don't
quiet
have to be.
about that.
Mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm,
It's not braggadocious to say that God has put us in a position and we've done what God has called us to do.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Come
We
on.
continue to
mm.
keep doing it. So, I'm grateful.
I love the way that you guys bounce off each other's energy in that way, and that you guys are able to. And I know KJ, I was already, like I said, I'm already familiar with you, in the sense that you. And the thing about KJ too is like she shared everything with us from first of all, I thought it was so interesting that you actually met Sky on the set of Sisters. I mean, like talk about full circles. Like thank you, Mr. Perry, once again.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, it's amazing. But I mean, you've shared your wedding, you've shared your pregnancy. There was even a time, guys, where she was even sharing how she went through a weight loss journey. Like, what has this girl not shown? Like, you've just shown us how normal that you really are in life. Like, there's something about you that resonates with everybody, right? And then
Thank you.
Krista, with her interview skills, she gonna draw that right on out of you, right?
Yes.
She gonna make sure that we.
I'm
No,
like,
but I thank
oh,
you so much, both of you. Yeah, right, she knows everything. But Crystal, I just before we wrap up, I do want to say this. I mean, again, we want to talk about like KJ said, like, you start off and it's like you're not just anything, right? You're not just
Yeah.
a PA, you're not just a background actor, you're not just anything. But you have the humility to be the PA so you could study because you ultimately knew what you wanted to do. So before we wrap, the fact that you were able to take this from the PA to 2 series now, where you were even featured now in your own series. What in the heck is going through your mind when you realize what that journey has become? As we wrap up, and we KJ done bragged about herself, Miss Ma'am
Yes.
over there. But let's talk about you as well. So let's wrap up and you let us know what that
Oh
feels like.
man.
Being able
Yeah,
to
no,
own yourself in the moment. Let's talk your ish.
I
Get her,
I had right
Coco.
energy.
Yeah, she want to
No,
ask you about you. Let's ask you about you.
no, I mean, honestly, I was just telling a friend, I was having dinner with a friend of mine last night, whose life also just kind of
Mhm.
changed in the last 2 years. And he was like, "Do you just like wake up and pinch yourself?" I was like, "Absolutely." Like
Mm.
when I pull it to my house every day, I'm like, "Wow, this is where I live," you know? Like I was even thinking about
Mhm.
downsizing at one point. I'm like, I don't even see half this house, you know, but like that's Tyler saying, go bigger, go harder. You thinking too small, as the guy
Yeah.
on Instagram
Mhm.
says. Um, and I look around, I'm like, God, you have just blessed me so tremendously. And a lot of times, like we think the idea in our head is that's it. It's so big and it's so grand. But the way God even brought Sistas around, how I was able to produce it season 1. I was also still costume designing season 1 and had a very small role in how he
Mhm.
took that and all the seeds I had been planting along the way for that, what ended up being 10 years, overnight success, 10. With all those seeds I planted
Right.
along the way, he turned that into being a fan favorite and then having my own show. And that right there just completely changed my
Mm.
life to be able to own a soccer team, to be able to have my own podcast, to be able to even have the
Wow.
faith and the guts to dream of having my own talk show one day. It was
Yeah.
because of the work and planting the seeds and the faith and just leaning on God and saying, "Hey, God, I don't know where this is going because it's been a long time since I got a yes, but I'm gonna keep leaning." Is that at some point God was just my
Oh.
king because I was like, "You gotta guide this thing because I don't know where we're going," because I just didn't know. And whenever he said go right, I'm like, "All right, this is what you want me to do. We're gonna go this way. It don't make sense, but we're gonna keep going." And then here we are.
I No, I thank you both so much. First of all, I want to say congratulations to you, KJ, on your 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 bundle of joy, right?
Thank you.
I'm trying like, how do I put this, right? It's so exciting. But I do, but I do want to say congratulations and congratulations to both of you because you really are living out your dreams. But what you guys have shown is you've done it in a very mature way. You've done it in a very inspirational way. And you guys, I mean, listen, it's again season 9. It goes without saying, it ain't by happenstance. It is what it is because you guys earned it and the people wanted it and they love it. And I guess I want to say once again, my name is Coco with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with KJ Smith and Krista Renee Hayslett, stars of Tyler Perry's Sistas, which is on BET right now. The 9th season right now is streaming, and we are currently in the 9th season. Thank you guys so much for the motivational speech. I just feel like I can do anything.
You can.
You can. I'm telling you, we are both. She's from the South. I'm from the South. I'm from a little small country town. We didn't have a
Okay.
mall where I
And you
grew
made it
up,
happen.
ma'am. So
You didn't have
listen,
a
Anybody
mall?
can do it. That's right. Yeah.
no
Yeah.
country.
Uh,
I
you
used
ain't
to
have
shuck
even
corn
have
in the
no strip
summers at my
mall? Like,
granddaddy's
wait.
house.
Oh wow. Okay. You know what? That's cool too. We need a little
Yes,
insight into that. Wait, we'd love a window into that world. So
yes,
let's add that to the footage of the talk show.
right.
Thank you both so much. You both are incredibly blessed and it is very well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Coco.
you. It's
Bye.
always
Be
nice
blessed.
talking to you.
Bye.
If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.